We want the option of being able to run our 13,500 BTU air conditioner on a smaller 2,000 watt generator. So we're going to install something that's going to allow us to do that in this episode of Travels with Delaney. Welcome back, everyone. If this is your first time here at Travels with Delaney, welcome. We're your channel all about RVing and living life to the fullest. If you'd like to learn more about us on a day-to-day basis and how we live in a split log home, I'm going to put a link down below to our brand new channel, TWD Life. All right, so in this week's episode, we would really like the option of being able to run our 13.5 BTU Coleman-Mach 3 air conditioner on a smaller generator or possibly off of the installed 2,000 watt inverter in our trailer. But the only way we're probably going to make that happen is we needed to install something that would bring down that initial surge when the compressor kicks in. And so the solution we have is this microair easystart. Now, these have been around for a while and there's a lot of YouTubers who have done videos on them, but I wanted to share this with you just in case you're not familiar with it. Now, what this basically does is you install it into your AC, and again, instead of peaking when that compressor comes on, it's going to kind of smooth that out and it's not going to draw as much. And this is what allows people to run bigger ACs off of those smaller generators. Now, I had been contemplating this for a while, and I'll be honest, I kept thinking, I don't know if I can install this. So I had reached out to the Wandering Wagners, and because I knew Mike had installed one on their Airstream when they had it. And Lynn said Mike would be more than happy to help me install this. They only live about 2 hours from us. And so that was the plan. I was going to order it and set an appointment to go over and see Mike and Lynn, and Mike would put it on for me. But I've been watching some videos this week on YouTube, including Mike's video, and decided that, you know what, maybe with just a little help from my brother-in-law, we could get this thing installed ourselves, and that way I don't have to bother the Wagners. Now, I ended up saving, I believe it was $25 on this by using the Wandering Wagners link, and I am going to put that discount code down in our description so you can save money on one of these if you want one, and you'll be supporting the Wandering Wagners. They're really good people, excellent videos, and so we're not an affiliate with microair, but we want to help out our friends Mike and Lynn. So again, look down in the description for this video if you want to order one of these and save $25 on it. All right, so let's go ahead. First thing we need to do is my brother-in-law is going to get up on the roof, and I'm going to be on a ladder to assist running tools up and down, and we're going to get this installed. This is actually a pretty easy install, so let's get started. The first step we're going to do is we're going to remove the 4 bolts from the cover on the AC. Now, your AC, if it's not a Coleman-Mach, it may attach differently, but in this particular unit, it's just 4 screws, and that'll allow us to take this black cover off. And it's a good idea when you're up here working like this, check your coils on the back of your AC unit. And now's a good time. It's spring. Notice we've got a lot of pine needles from here at our house, so we'll clean that up when we get done as well. Just do a little preventative maintenance. So the next thing we need to do, I've already, for safety purposes, we are unplugged from shore power, and I have disconnected the battery per the battery disconnect switch, so we have theoretically no power to the unit. Now what we're going to do is we are going to take out 3 screws here, or 2 screws, the bottom 2 screws, and to get into the electrical panel. Now the unit you see right there, that black unit, that is our compressor, and we're going to be working with the 3 wires from, or 2 of the 3 wires there, I believe, from the compressor. And so now we're going to pop that cover off. It should just kind of pull down, I believe. Might have to unloosen the top one if you can't get it out, but it looks like Darren's got it. So now we are into the electrical control area, and we will look for, basically we're looking for 3 wires. There's going to be a red one, there's going to be a white one from the compressor, and we're going to be dealing with a black one. Now what Darren's touching right now, he should find a black one attached to a purple one, And I bet if he pulls on that, he'll find that that particular black wire is going to go back to the compressor. And what we may need to do, Darrin, is pull out some of that foam or whatever they've got sealing up that hole. But we definitely only want to work with wires that are going to the compressor. What we're doing now is we are just feeding our 4 wires from our easystart through the little hole with the grommet. Now that grommet is there to just protect any chafing of the insulation around the wires. So key is just take your time, slowly feed them in at one at a time, because it is a pretty tight fit there. And then we're going to be installing the actual easystart outside near the compressor, just using some double-sided Gorilla sticky tape that's rated for 24 pounds. So the first thing we want to do is go ahead and pull the white wire off of the run capacitor and make sure it goes to your capacitor, because there are multiple wires in there. So what Darrin did is he disconnected it, and he's just doing the little tug test, and that's definitely the one that's going to the compressor. I'll get it out. And now what we want to do is go ahead and cut the end off, and we're going to strip back that wire, because what we're going to do is we're going to end up connecting that with our brown wire from our microair easystart. Microair actually sells an install kit for $9.98. I actually ordered that about an hour after I ordered the microair easystart. We have an install kit on its way, but it won't be here until Monday. It got shipped out about an hour later because I didn't order them together. So in that install kit, you would get all the necessary connections that you need, some 3M tape to mount your easystart, just things like that, some zip ties for wires. But we wanted to get this installed today, not wait till Monday. So we just went and purchased some ends and some double-sided heavy-duty adhesive tape. So you want to make sure you get a really good crimp, and the best way to test that is just kind of pull on the wires, make sure they don't come out. And then what I always like to do, just to be safe, is add a little bit of electrical tape, and that will just help to ensure those wires are together. So what do you think, Darrin? Pretty easy install so far?
So far, so good.
So far. The real test is at the end if the air conditioner runs, right? So now that we've removed the white wire and tied it in with the brown, we can go ahead and take our white wire from our microair easystart, which comes with the end already on it, and we're just going to go ahead and place that where that white wire was coming from the compressor. So now if you don't want to do that right now, because you do have to tie in the black wire, you could always do this as long as you remember where it goes. You could do that after we tie in the black wire, but they do give you plenty of length on the wires, which is kind of nice. You're not fighting if you need extra wires. So now Darrin is much more mechanical than I am. He always has been. I think you are. So I have never been super mechanical. So maybe it's you just have more courage to take on these crazy projects of mine.
There we go.
Okay, so he's popped it on where the white wire was. So now the next step is we're going to take that black and purple wire, and again, just verify that that black wire is the one leading back to the compressor. And it's the old tug test, just kind of push and pull, and you can see it is. So now Darrin knows that is the right one. And so what he's going to do is he's going to go ahead and cut off the end from the black and the purple. And he'll strip those, both the black and the purple, after he cuts them off. He's going to strip those back, because what we're going to do is now we're going to tie in the black wire from the microair. So now we have our 3 wires, the black from the easystart, the black and the purple from the air conditioner, and we're going to put all 3 of those in an end. We want to make sure we get all 3 of those into that cap so they're making good connections, and crimp it And you can see Darrin's using 2 hands to crimp, which is important because, again, you really want to get that crimp good so that those wires do not come apart. He's doing the tug test just to make sure they don't come out. And then we will go ahead and just wrap tape around those. And now we're down to our final step. We have this orange wire that comes with the connector end. And again, we're going to mount that down right beside of the red wire. We're not removing the red wire on the run capacitor. We're just mounting on one of the terminals beside the red. Fortunately, these areas to work are pretty small spaces, so sometimes just you want that tightness, and that's where the struggle is the clip is tight, but that way then once it's on, it's not coming off. So all right, that's it. Now we can go ahead and put our cover back on for our wires, and then we will just pull off our double-sided adhesive tape on the soft start. We're actually going to mount ours right outside near the compressor with the wires pointing down. And then once we get this put back together, we'll go down, we'll turn the power on, and you actually have to run your AC according to the instructions 5 times, because in essence our microair is going to learn our actual AC. We're going to train it with 5 individual startups, and then once we've done that, we should be good to go. Now that our install is done on the air conditioner with the microair easystart, now the next step is to allow the easystart to learn our AC unit. And the way you do this according to the instructions is we are going to go ahead, we're going to turn the AC on, allow the compressor to kick in, and then we're going to shut it down and wait 5 minutes. And then we're going to repeat that process 4 more times. So that's going to be a total of 5 times that we're going to fire up the AC, allow the compressor to kick in, and then once we turn it back off, we need to wait at least 5 minutes before we do that. So I'm going to save you all that. I'm going to go ahead and fire it on for the first time, and then I'll turn the camera back on when we get ready for the final time. Now, once those 5 are done, my understanding is we're done with this process. It will then be able to understand how our AC works, and it is going to allow for those easier starts versus those big peaks that you would normally see. So I just need to go ahead, go to our thermostat, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Cool. We should hear the fan kick on first. There it is. Now we wait for the compressor. And there it just went. So the compressor's on. I'm feeling cold air. So now what I need to do, now that we've got it running, it's throwing cold air. Now I need to go ahead and shut the unit down. We're going to need to wait at least 5 minutes, and then, like I said, we'll do this 4 more times. I'll come back on the final time. All right, we're down to the 5th time of turning the AC on. Let's go ahead and fire it up one last time. There's our fan. And there goes our compressor. It's almost so quiet I can barely even hear it turning on, but I can definitely feel the cold air. So now the real question is, will it surge even more when it's, let's say, 90 degrees outside? We're in Indiana, it's springtime. Yeah, it's warming up outside, but it's definitely not like our summers, 90 plus degrees. So we'll see that. But we know it's definitely lowering that peak. If you watch some other YouTubers, they do lots of testing before and after the install, and I've actually seen them reduce it almost 50%, the spike before microair easy start down to after they have installed the easy start. So we know it's definitely going to work. We've also seen plenty of videos of people running the smaller generators to fire not only a 13.5 with an easy start, but actually a 15,000 BTU, the biggest air conditioner you typically see on these RVs. All right, I want to do one more test. I'm going to shut it down. Now that we went through our learning phase the 5 times, I'm going to shut it down, wait a few minutes, and we're going to see, will our 2,000 watt Xantrex inverter go ahead and start our AC. So I've disconnected this from shore power. We're only running off of our 2 100 amp hour Battleborn lithium batteries, and I have turned on our 2,000 watt Xantrex inverter / battery charger. Let's go ahead and try firing up the AC. There goes the fan. And here comes the compressor. And it seems to be working. Right now, let's see if we can check the temperature. Oh yeah, we're definitely throwing nice cold air. Make sure we get it in the right spot. There we go. Oops. Let's go back down. Yep. So it is working. I'm going to go ahead and shut that down. Now, we're not going to be able to run this a long time with only 200 amp hours of lithium battery and 390 watts of solar. But if we need to, if we just need to air the trailer out for maybe 10 or 15 minutes, try to pull out some of the humidity and heat, this will at least work. We know it's an option. But we can always carry that smaller, quieter generator with us and use that as well. That's it, the microair easy start. Might as well call it the microair easy install. If my brother-in-law and I can do it, then I'm pretty sure you'll probably be able to do it as well. What I would recommend is there are lots of good YouTube videos showing how to install it on different types of air conditioners. Plus, microair has all the instructions for all the different brands of air conditioners. I'm going to go ahead again and link down below in the description that discount code to save you money if you decide you want to buy a microair easy start. It's actually from our friends, the Wandering Wagners. It's going to help support their channel, and it's going to save you some money just like it saved me. All right, do you have one? What do you use to run your AC with your microair easy start when you're boondocking? Let me know. You're running it on solar, you're running it on a small generator. Until next time, everybody, we'll see you a little bit cooler on down the road. Good night.